SciTech Nutrition. Premium quality products. State-of-the-art look. Uncompromised ingredient quality. Our products work and taste good. www.scitechnutrition.com.
Welcome back to Live with RxMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia. Brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit scitechnutrition.com. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and tonight's guest is rising IFBB Bikini Pro. She's got 3 wins on her resume this season already, and she's got a ton of momentum going into the Olympia. The woman I'm talking about is in studio with us today, Angelica Teixeira. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm
Did
so
I,
happy
Did
to
I
be
finally
here.
pronounce your name right?
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Okay, I practiced it. We wanted to get you in here after your New York Pro win, but you were doing a lot of traveling and you're
Yes.
jet-setting around the world, huh?
Yes, a little vacation. I need that time, that break.
You did a lot of shows. You did the Arnold Classic this year. You were 4th. You won that show in Utah. You won the Pittsburgh Jim Mannion show, and then you won the New
right.
York Pro. So you really had a busy spring, or early spring, I should say, and you took some time off, and now you're gearing up for the Olympia. Where'd you go on vacation?
I went to Brazil, my home.
You went back there.
Yeah.
Not for the Olympics, though.
No.
What part of Brazil are you originally from?
I'm from Minas Gerais.
And where is that exactly? Because Brazil's a big country.
It's southwest. It's same area as Rio, as São Paulo, but it's not that famous.
I thought Rio is on the east coast, no?
No, actually southwest.
That's considered southwest, huh? Oh, yeah, I guess because it's a big country. It would be the bottom of it.
Yeah, big country.
Now, everyone thinks of, obviously, when they hear Brazil now, they think of the Olympics. They think of the Arnold Classics that they hold in Rio. Do you see the countryside as changing from when you lived there, when you were younger?
If it changed? Or...
Has it changed?
Yeah, it has changed.
For the better or for the worse?
I mean, in some points for the better, but in another points for the worse. Yeah, sadly.
Now, a lot of people don't realize you moved here because you were involved, obviously, with your fiance at the time, and now he's your husband. He had work here. You moved here. You really weren't competing back then.
No. I was involved in fitness since I was young. I started training when I was 18. And before, when I was 14, I was trying to get inside the gym and lift weights. But in Brazil, they never allow. They no, you're
Really?
too young. Yeah, no.
They don't allow it.
In Brazil, they don't allow.
Wow.
You got to be at least 17, 18 to start lifting weights. So I started the class, fitness class when I was 15. And then when I was 18, I started lifting and never stopped. So...
Was it hard for you to learn English when you came here? Because I'm going to say one thing. One thing I know about, I've been to Brazil, specifically Rio, but I've been to other parts too, many times, and no one speaks English there.
No one. I mean, we have English in school, but it's so different. And we learned just the very basic. And when we got here, we tried to say something, and the accent is different. It's from England.
Yeah.
And see you later. And everybody what? I'm no English. Was very, very hard. Was a hard time.
I know Juliana had a hard time. I know Rita had a very hard time, and a lot of the other girls who came from Brazil, and all of you guys have pretty thick accents still. I noticed.
Yeah,
too.
I know.
How many years did it take you, or how long did it take you to learn English? I should say.
Well, I came first to Texas, so it was the first place I came to when I came to USA. And in Texas, I didn't know any Brazilian but my husband. And all my friends, everybody was Americans. So I had to born again. I had 2 options. So I went back to Brazil, or I learn English. So I started studying at home and watching TV and trying so I stopped the TV and this was awesome for me because in Brazil you can't stop the TV. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So I stopped the TV, take the books and what they mean. So I started studying for 3 months just at home, no working.
Really?
And then, after 3 months I started working, and the job I got was like a simple job, but was the best job for me at that time because I just finished my college in Brazil, physical education, and I came for love, and I came straight to Texas, and I was hoping that I could work as a fitness instructor.
Sure.
That's what I used to do in Brazil, or a trainer. But no English. How could I, teach a class with no English?
Right.
So I got a job at a supermarket as beggar, and I love it.
Really? You did like it?
I love it because there wasn't a job for me. I was making a little money, but I got that job as an English school.
Oh, so you're speaking to people. You were learning English.
Speaking to people because that's what I wanted,
And you're good looking, so I'm sure people loved talking to you or teaching you at least.
Yeah. Everybody was so nice to me in Texas. He too, I can't complain. But in Texas, everybody tried to help a lot. Oh, you need to learn. So at the supermarket, they Angel. They call me Angel because they're like, oh, you're an Angel. And I'm like, yeah, call me Angel. I love it.
That's funny.
So in Brazil, they call me Angel. A lot of my friends, they call
Right.
me Angel. It's kind of like my nickname. So they're like, Angel, can you get this for me? I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And it was like a super job to find something,
You must have been the best looking bagger in the history of supermarkets because people like you don't bag groceries normally. But so you learned English. How long did that take after you got the bagging job there?
So with 3 months, they were like, wow, Angelica, I'm impressed.
Really?
And my husband's friends, they're like, wow, you're learning. Now you can talk. So with 3 months, I was able to have a conversation, but it's still thinking Portuguese and translating to English, and how
Do you still do that, or are you just thinking English?
Now it comes I just think in English. Thank God. Yeah, now it's coming.
When did you move from Texas to New Jersey, where you are today?
In 2010.
Okay, and did you start your training then, or were you working out the whole time?
If I start training to compete?
Yeah.
When I came, I started doing class because then my English was very good. In Texas, I started doing a few personal training clients, and then I came here, and here is easier because I had a lot of Brazilians around me.
Oh, in Jersey there are a lot of Brazilian people?
Yeah, in Jersey a lot of Brazilians and Portuguese people.
Interesting,
And
I didn't know that.
so I could learn English and have I felt comfortable because if I had some situation that I need someone, I always had someone.
You were
to
probably
help me.
better off that you were in Texas first, because had you come to Jersey first, you might not have learned English as well.
Thank God I went straight to Texas because I had to learn English. Because if I come to Jersey first, maybe I'll never learn English because it's too comfortable.
Right.
I have some friends that they still struggle to learn.
Really?
Because they can find all the Brazilian stores. They don't need to go to American place. If they want, they can eat Brazilian food every day, and they can talk to Brazilians all the time. Can go to a Brazilian gym. So you can have the Brazilian life here inside the USA.
Is the Portuguese they speak in Brazil similar to the Portuguese they speak in Portugal, or is it different?
It's similar, but not the same. They have some different words, but we can talk. But sometimes they say something like, what do you mean? This is not Portuguese. They're like, of course it is.
Can you speak Spanish too? Is it because it's pretty close, right?
Poquito.
Small amount?
Yeah,
I'll test you out with Johnny. I'll have Johnny test you later.
Oh, no.
Now, 2013 was the first year you decided to get up on a stage and compete. What made you say, you know what, I'm ready?
I was in the fitness, for a long time. I was doing class, so I was in a good shape, and I started seeing on social media all the competitors, and I was like, I think I have what it takes. I think I'll do just one show just to try it out. That's it, just one show.
And you did do one show. You did it in figure division, and you came in last place?
Last place. Yeah. Atlantic State was New York show. I was like, I'm coming back next year.
Were you disappointed when you came in last place?
was my first show. I didn't know what to expect, but
Right.
everybody, I always heard like my whole life, oh, you look so good, you know,
Right.
you look so good. If you do a show, you're gonna win, you're gonna win. But I think I picked the wrong division because figure, when I went to a stage with those girls, I was like, oh my God, I feel like a chicken. I tried to put my lats out, and my husband, you know, he used to like, come on, let's practice your pose. I'm like, what posing? Let me see. And he's like this, and I'm like. He's like, come on, put your lats out. And I'm like, I'm doing it. He's like, no, come on. I'm like, I don't have it. That's why. So, yeah, so I did 3 shows as figure.
Yeah.
The 3rd show, I crossed over. I did figure and bikini.
Right. Who told you to do bikini? Anyone?
I started watching. I'm like, this is not what I like. This is what I like. This is fun. I
You
can,
like to shake your butt a
I
little
can
bit,
have
yeah.
like, you know, my personality. I can come on stage and have fun. I mean, figure is nice too. I like it.
Sure.
But it's different. You really gotta show
Right.
your muscle. And I started like watching and learning more about the divisions. And I was like, oh, I think that's what I like. I think I should at least try. You know, before I keep going on figure, let me try this one. So I made a bikini, everything, and then I did both. When I did figure first, I'm like, yeah, I think I did good. And then later I changed very fast. Everything was new and exciting.
Sure.
I love bodybuilding. I mean,
Yeah.
I fell in love since the first
Sure.
show. And then I was like, okay, let me change. So I changed to, you know, like
The
bikini
bikini.
suit. And I felt very good. I'm like, oh, let's see how it's going to be. I didn't know how to pose.
Nothing.
Nothing. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself on stage because I used to dance in Brazil, like jazz. So we always had like twice a year, like a show that we had to come and dance
said
on
you throw a
stage.
few dance moves on
yeah,
stage,
so
yeah.
I love the stage since I was young. So I was like, oh, let me just do my thing. And then I was like, okay, let me see. I did my routine by myself and I love it. And then they brought us to comparison. I'm like, oh my God, what I do now? So I was just following the other girls and turning, and I was flexing my back on the back pose.
You didn't know what you didn't know what you were doing, basically.
I didn't know, but I got second place.
That's pretty
I was
good.
like,
That was
wow,
encouragement,
this is-
yeah.
you know. So I was very, very happy. And then when I get out the stage, I was like, that's it.
You're hooked.
Yeah, I'm hooked with bikini. So
Now your husband wishes you probably didn't do the shows, right?
yeah,
After
he's
that.
like, oh no.
Created a beast because you had racked up 10 wins after that over the next year.
Yeah.
10
yeah.
first places.
Yeah, that wasn't my goal to win. That wasn't my goal. My goal after that show, I was like, oh my God, now I'm qualified in figure and bikini for the national show.
But you couldn't do it because you weren't a citizen.
But I didn't know that, you know,
Right.
nobody knew and nobody told me that. But I was like, you know what, I'll choose bikini and I'll go to national show and I'll get my pro card and, you know,
Right.
it was a big plan.
Right.
So I almost bought my flight and everything and did the entry and
Oh,
everything.
really?
But I was like, you know what, let me just read the rules because I have to know about it. Everything's new. So I start reading and I'm like, hold on, American citizen. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I
you have
gonna
to show
do?
you have to show a birth certificate,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I have a green card. I'm a legal resident, but not American yet. It's
Right.
still gonna take like 2 years, so you know, a little less for me to get
So
my
what did you do?
American
You called
citizen.
up the office?
So I was like, my goodness, I'm gonna give up. If
Mm.
I can, you know, if I can't go to nationals, I'll never become a
Right.
pro. Why am, you know, I'll
Mm.
keep doing. So I had a coach at that time and I spoke to them and they like, Angelica, you know what? Don't give up. I heard if you win like a few overalls, if you really show that you deserve it, your
Right.
country can give you your pro card. So, you know, like you still have hope. So don't give up. And I'm like, really? So I didn't email the office, the NPC or anything. I just trust them because I didn't want to hear something like, no, this is impossible.
Right.
I wanted to keep going because I love it.
So you went and you racked up all these wins at every show in the tri-state area, pretty much. I remember when you were on that
Yes.
roll. That was 2014 or 15?
14. 2013, I finished my year doing Easterns, and I won
Right.
first place. But I didn't get any overall that year in
Right.
2013.
But 14 is when you really racked up the wins.
14, I was like a girl with a, you know, a girl with a goal.
You must have been dying the whole year because you did every show pretty much, right?
The whole year. I think I did 11 or 12 shows in 2013.
Now, in 2015, is that when you went and did the Arnold Amateur?
Yes, I went to Brazil after winning. So I started like after winning 3 overalls, I was like, okay, now it's time to email the NPC to see what I need to, to get my pro card, because I heard was 3 overalls.
Right.
So I emailed them, and I think they contact Brazil to see like what I needed, and they said, oh, you know what, you need 5. You need 5 overalls. I'm like, 5? Oh my God. At that time in 2013, when I ended 2013, I had 4.
Right.
But one they didn't count because I think was the first time, was a big show.
Oh my
was
God.
Brooklyn Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Was a big show,
Yeah.
a lot of girls, but I think was the first time they had the show.
Maybe it wasn't a national qualifier. I think that's what it was. Yeah, but
But
the whole thing was pretty crazy because they made you
crazy.
jump through hoops, and you did the Arnold Amateur in Brazil. You took 3rd, I think, there, and then they
Yeah.
weren't going to give you the pro card. And when all the dust cleared, they finally granted you that pro card.
Yes.
And you took the pro card, and you didn't wait. You
No.
wanted to try to get in that last qualifier before the Olympia in 2015
Yeah.
last year, and you won.
yes, I did.
What did that feel like? Winning your
I
first
was-
pro show,
I didn't believe I could
qualifying
do it.
for the Olympia.
Yeah.
It must have been surreal.
I mean, just to get my pro card, when I got my pro card on my hands, I was like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. Because if it was easy for me, I think it wasn't the same.
No.
Thank God it was so hard, because when I got it,
You were ready.
and I was ready, and I was on fire. I was on fire. I was like, I want to keep going because I felt so bad for this. Now I want to keep going.
Sure.
I want to go to Olympia, but I believe in myself, but I didn't believe I could do it right away like this.
Well, you did. What was it like being on the Olympia last year for the first time? You went from an amateur to being on an Olympia stage.
I know.
Was it intimidating?
It was. It was. I mean, just to go to Olympia was already like a dream. But when I got there, I was like, oh my God. So I was looking at all those girls that I always look up to. And
Right.
backstage, I'm like, oh wow. So I wasn't, I went to Olympia with no expectations at all. I just had, I just wanted to have fun and see everybody that I look up to.
And you
like
placed
very
how?
close.
How'd you
And I'm
place at the
right there.
Olympia?
16.
Which for some people, they would want to quit after that.
Yeah.
But you said, I'm going to come back next year
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
In 2016, you did I remember you at the Arnold, you took 4th. Your
Fourth.
first Arnold Classic. That had to be
Goodness.
unbelievable.
When I was invited for Arnold's, I jumped this high. I was
Right.
like, I can't believe, because I sent a letter of consideration, but I never thought,
There you are, yeah.
I never, wow.
Well, you probably,
Nice.
I'm sure they liked the fact that you were Brazilian. That probably helped because they like an international field at the Arnold.
Yeah, they email me. They like, oh, you were invited because your international ranking. So I think that's because I went to Brazil. I did
Sure.
Arnold in Brazil, and I'm Brazilian. So I think it helped. Yeah.
It helped get you there, but once you got there, you went from 16th at the Olympia with almost the same girls, and you were 4th place.
Yes.
Uh,
It was a surprise to everybody.
Oh yeah, well I remember you looked amazing at that show.
Thank
but
you.
I mean, your body kept evolving and getting better and better, which is weird because you really haven't had a lot of rest. You've almost gone continuously, for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Then most people would be happy with the 4th place. Then you said, I'm going to keep going, and you got 3 first place pro wins
I did.
in a row. Utah, Pittsburgh, which is a huge one because that's in Jim Mannion's
Yes.
backyard there, and then obviously New York Pro, which is your biggest win of your career.
Oh, yeah.
What was the
And
feedback?
it's my home. Oh
Yeah.
my God, win the show was so special.
All your friends there. What was the feedback from that you got from that show? I mean, after that win, I mean, obviously your stock has gone way up.
Yeah, from the judges.
Yeah.
The feedback was, don't change anything. And I was like, oh, don't change anything, but can I get better? And they like, no, you look amazing. Just try to come like the same conditioning and, the same package, the same stage presence. And you look, that's what I heard, you're looking amazing.
I
like,
thought
"Okay,
that
thank
I
you."
thought you could make a case for you winning the Arnold this year. I really did. I thought that if they would have put you first, I don't think anyone would have complained. I really believe that in my
I'm glad
my
to hear
heart
that.
because I think you have the physique to stand with these other girls. Now, is it frustrating for you because bikini is so subjective? You
It
can't
is.
say, well, you need more calf or you need more back. It's kind of like, well,
Yeah.
she had more of, we don't know what she had more of, but we put her first. I mean, so it's kind of in a sense what the judges like.
Yeah.
So that has to be a little frustrating as a competitor because you can't control that.
Sometimes it is, but I understand. It is like, I think it's even like magical because it's what we pass to the judge that day. So you gotta be on, on the stage and give your 100% right there. It's not just like doing 100% till the day. And then like, okay, the job's done. No, for bikini, the job gonna be done when you get out the stage.
So
because you gotta give your best on stage.
So what do you do now? You're back from Brazil. You're dieting for the Olympia. What do you? I mean, you look like you're in terrific shape right now. What are you going to do differently for the Olympia than you did for the rest of the shows this year that you won? I mean, really. I mean, you don't need to change anything.
Yeah, I mean, my feedback was not to change anything. So I'm trying to keep the same package. So I try to. I always, hit to what the judge say. So I ran to Steve Weinberger. Weinberger. And I'm like, well, what can I change? What can I get better? He's like, don't change anything. Just keep in shape. I know you're going on vacation, keep in shape. So I was in Brazil and I was, always like keeping the balance, enjoying, of course, my mom's food.
But you were working out, obviously, right?
No.
No working out?
I gave my body a break.
Really?
But
how
I was
long?
eating very healthy.
How long did you take off?
20 days.
That must have been tough for someone who's been working out.
I did just one session with my sister because she loves the gym as well. And she's like, oh, let's go with me. It's going to be fun. I'm like, okay, I'm going because it's going to be fun. But I really needed a break for my mind, for my body. And it was amazing because I didn't gain any weight.
Right. What did you do all day? If you're not working out, you go to Brazil.
I spend time with my mom.
Family? Okay.
Yeah, taking care of my mom, my daddy, and just being with them because I stay like a year or 7 months, like just seeing them by internet, by Skype or FaceTime.
Is it tough to leave your family like that? And I mean, obviously I know you like living here, but it must be tough to leave the family behind.
It's the toughest part, living, like far from
They don't
my
have
family.
any desire of coming here?
They'll come.
You think they will?
Yeah, I want them to come for Christmas this year.
Oh, okay. That's
so
fine.
I hope they can, they can come.
Too bad
But
they couldn't
my
come for the Olympia.
my sisters, they already came. My younger sister, she used to live here. She went back to Brazil. Now she's coming back next month. She's gonna be here.
Does your family understand the whole Mr. Olympia weekend thing?
Now they do.
They
but
do.
At the beginning, they were like, Angelica, you're getting too skinny. Because I used to have like a Brazilian body, like with a lot of curves.
Johnny's shaking his head.
Yeah. So I started like to get like the definitions.
Sure.
And my mom like, Angelica, why are you getting so skinny? You always look great. But now they like, oh, I see you getting skinny. Yeah, girl, come on. A show is coming, right? So she's always cheering on me, and it's nice.
Let me ask you this question. In Brazil, the men love the women with the big legs and the big butt. That's like encouraged.
Yes.
And I always thought that the women just had big butts there, and they do to a certain degree, but they train also for that.
A lot, yes.
Where does that come from? Why is that such a ingrained type of thing in the culture?
From TV, because in Brazil we have like all this kind of dancing, and in Brazil everybody loves to dance. So we have like we call axé music that we dance and shake,
Right.
and we have like funky karaoke. It's from Rio. They're all like the girls with big butts and big legs, and they all look very hot. So we watch this on TV since we're young, since we're kids. So we're like, oh my God, they look so amazing. And we see like they do very well. So I think all the girls, they grow up like seeing like, oh, I want to look like this.
Right.
So that was my case. That's why I want to go, because I was very skinny when I was young.
So you
and I was like,
started
no,
working out
I
for
want
that.
to have that body. And I always loved to dance. I'm like, yeah, I can dance, but I'm missing the body.
So what's the secret to a big butt? Is it squatting, or what do you guys do? Like, what is the routine that people do there?
But what we Brazilians do most is like we use ankle weights. And we do like exercise straight for the glutes.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's since you're young they do that.
It's isolate for the glutes.
But you guys have good genetics back there too. I think it's good genetics with the exercise that brings out the butts.
Yeah, I think so.
Now,
yeah,
what do you think of these girls that have these like implants? They have the butt implants, because some of the girls go completely nuts with that whole look, right?
I know. And even in Brazil, there we have like the natural, nice glutes.
Right.
When I go to Brazil, I see, I'm like, no, that's not the Brazilian glutes, this is fake.
They put implants in there, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, they do. Now I think it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for me. I'm rather like go to the gym and try to build, and I love the natural look the glutes have it.
Sure.
And even more when we compete, because I think it shows on stage a little bit when it's fake. But if your genetics, is not for the butt, I mean, I have nothing against if you go and do your thing and, you're feeling good for you.
Do you think that what do you think about, on stage when the women turn to the back in bikini, some of them lean over a lot.
Yeah.
Almost, to me, it's a little tasteless, I think. I think that if you have a good rear, you don't have to stick it out so much. Why do the girls do that?
To get more definition, in the hams and glutes.
Right.
When you lean forward more, you can see more definition for sure. Mm-hmm. But for me, you get more definition on the glutes, but you lose the symmetry on your upper body.
That's what I think. It looks ridiculous to me.
Yeah, and it looks like you want to show too much.
Right. Do you think they should outlaw that? You think they should make that against the rules to lean over that much?
I think if they want to, I think it's something that they can think about it.
Well, in bodybuilding, you're not allowed to do the moon
in Brazil,
pose.
they don't allow you to lean over that much. No, they come on stage and they don't lean over.
Good. I think they should do that.
And take you
they
up,
should do that. Now, speaking of butts, one of Johnny's favorite divisions in Brazil, which they don't have here, is called wellness.
Wellness.
What is that big in Brazil?
It's big in Brazil because in Brazil, I mean, bikini is big too, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But because the culture about like big butts and big legs, that's why they created wellness.
Give me the specifications of wellness. Like what do they want you to look like in wellness?
It's a healthier look. It's healthy, but it's kind of like bikini. You can't have too much muscle, but you gotta have like nice shoulders. You gotta have like nice abs, but not too defined.
Right.
Just like bikini, but and then the lower body, it's when it comes the difference, because then you gotta have like
curves, big curves.
Curves like glutes and legs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what would be the ideal like wellness girl? Like what would be the wellness champion? What would she look like? Which she wouldn't have like striations in her legs, would she?
No striations.
Okay, so it's got to be like
just like
curvy.
a nice quads,
But they need abs.
Yeah, abs, just like not too much, just like bikini.
Okay.
Like the nice abs, but not too defined. I mean, I think it's like bikini, upper body, but a little more fuller.
Gotcha.
A little fuller.
Maybe you could do that in your off season. Because you like to compete a lot.
I mean, wellness is me on my off season.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I try to keep in shape, but I think it's my natural body. I always get like bigger butt and legs on my off season. So even if I'm eating healthy, I get like.
How like Bo Jackson, they had the two sport athletes in the U.S., the football, baseball. You can do wellness bikini.
Yeah, maybe I can do bikini here, and then I go to Brazil on my off season, do wellness.
And we have a whole ad campaign Johnny can make for you. Angelica knows bikini. Angelica knows wellness. Angelica knows aerobics. Whatever we can go, we can do a whole ad campaign for you.
Yeah, yes, we can.
Well, I want to just congratulate you on this huge meteoric rise you've had over the last couple of years. You're going to the Olympia as one of the favorites. You were top 4 at that, Arnold. I think you have a terrific shot at making that top 3. And we want to just wish you the best of luck. You're from the local area here, and we're rooting for you. Big fans.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live with RxMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia, brought to you by SciTech Nutrition. Visit SciTechNutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.